We have some other breaking news, another sentencing for you, this time from Nottingham, and regarding a man who murdered a mother and her two young daughters. Now, that man has been jailed for life with a minimum term, this time of 44 years. Jamie Barrow was convicted of the murders of Fatoumatta Hydara and her daughters Fatimah and Naeemah Drammeh following a 3-week trial. He took petrol from his motorbike, he poured it through his neighbour's letterbox and set it alight in November of last year. Well, the trial heard that Barrow had a grievance over rubbish left in an alleyway outside their block of flats in Nottingham. Well, our correspondent Milena Veselinovic is in the newsroom for us, has been listening into that. And Milena, tell us what came out of that sentencing?
Well, throughout the trial, Jamie Barrow would keep on saying that he did not know why he started that fire, that he thought that the property was empty and that he didn't intend on hurting anyone. But that was dismissed, firstly, by the jury, which convicted him of 3 counts of murder unanimously, and then today by the judge, who said that Mr. Barrow knew what he was doing, that after he lit that fire, he stood by for 5 minutes, a huge amount of time in that circumstance, listening to Fatoumatta Hydara's screams, asking for help, and he stood by and then walked away very, very calmly. The judge said that he was in a dark and depressed state of mind that evening, that he had been drinking heavily, and then he had an intention of hurting someone. And the judge said that he fully believes that Jamie Barrow meant to kill Fatoumatta Hydara and her 2 daughters. Now, the judge also praised the victim's father and husband, Fatimah Drammeh, for his dignity. He gave a victim impact statement that lasted more than an hour, and he explained how at the time of this incident he was in America. He was trying to facilitate the family's move to the United States, and it was during early morning prayers that his phone kept on going. He thought it was his wife trying to FaceTime him. Instead, it was his mother-in-law calling to tell him that his daughters were dead and that his wife was in intensive care. She would also die a few days later. And he spoke of how he had to identify their bodies on what was his 40th birthday, and how since then his life has been a downward spiral, he said, of darkness and despair. He also said that he felt that he had failed in his role of protector of his daughters and his wife, and that also, while he felt hurt and heartbroken and angry, he said that he carried no hate for anyone, including Jamie Barrow. Now, the court also heard from Fatoumatta Hydara's mother. She had come from the Gambia to the UK in 2003, and she said how her daughter wanted to become a nurse and how she wanted her and her own daughters, granddaughters, to live a full life. And she also said how from the moment that she found out that her granddaughters were killed, she wanted to trade places with them. That was her only wish. She spoke of the despair of having lost them, and she branded Jamie Barrow a monster. Fatimah Drammeh, he also said that Jamie Barrow was a coward. Now, the court also heard Jamie Barrow has a young son, which he fully acknowledges he probably will never see again. And the court heard that he had previous convictions for, well, the possession of a bladed weapon. The prosecution did not argue with the fact that he had a personality disorder, and he now awaits decades in prison with the potential, if he ever leaves prison, he will be a very, very old man. But that is very, very little comfort to Fatimah Drammeh, who has lost a wife and 2 children, and that entire family going through immeasurable grief right now.